Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to crack the code on one of the toughest problems you'll face on the AP CSA exam, the 2025 free response question number 4, SumOrSameGame.
You really got to think of this one as the final boss of the exam. It's a tricky 2D array puzzle that's worth a whopping 9 points, and that can totally make or break your final score.
So how do you get full credit here? Well, you definitely can't just jump in and start hammering out code. Nope, you need a rock-solid game plan before you even write a single line. And that's exactly what we're going to build today. So here's the scouting report. This is a 9-point problem, and it's definitely in the medium to hard range. It's going to test you on 2D arrays, using math.random correctly, and your nested loops. And get this, you've only got about 22 minutes to pull it all off. The clock is ticking. All right, first things first. We can't play the game until we build the board, right? So let's start with part A, nailing the constructor. Now, building the board looks pretty straightforward. It's basically a 4-step dance. You create the 2D array, then you use nested loops to walk through every single spot, and you pop in a random value. Simple enough, right? But there's a sneaky little trap hiding in that last step. And here it is, the first big pitfall. The problem specifically asks for random numbers from 1 to 9. A super common mistake is to just do math.random times 10. But that gives you numbers from 0 to 9. What you want to do is multiply by 9. That gives you a range of 0 to 8, and then just add 1 to shift everything up. That's how you get your 1 to 9. It's a tiny change, but it's absolutely crucial. Okay, so the board's built. Now for the main event, part B. This is all about your search strategy inside the clear pair method. You have to be smart about how you look through the grid to find a matching pair. Your first instinct might be to just loop through the whole grid every single time, starting from row 0, column 0. But whoa, hold on, that is a classic trap. The problem lays out a very specific rule about where your search has to begin, and if you get this wrong, you're just throwing points away. So here's the secret sauce. Your search must start from the specific row that the method gives you. See the difference in the loop? It starts with int cur row equals row. That little change makes sure you're only looking in the part of the grid the problem tells you to. It's a game changer.
Now, let's talk about how not to lose points. We're going to go over the 3 most common game-losing traps that students fall into on this problem.
There are 3 of them. I want you to burn these pitfalls into your brain, because if you can spot them and dodge them on exam day, you're well on your way to protecting all 9 of those points. First up is that random range error we just covered. Getting that formula wrong means your entire game board is set up incorrectly from the very start. Easy mistake to make, easy one to avoid. Second is what I like to call the self-pairing paradox. Think about it. If you're looking for 2 numbers that add up to 10, and you find a 5, your code might accidentally match it with itself, because 5 plus 5 is 10. That's not a valid move in this game, so your code has to have a check to prevent this from happening. And number 3, as we just saw, is the incorrect search start. If you start your search from the beginning of the grid instead of the specified row, you're breaking one of the fundamental rules of the problem. That's a huge red flag for graders. Okay, so we know the traps to avoid. How do we actually put it all together inside that clear pair method to score the points? What's the winning move? This right here is your checklist, your game plan. First, you store the value you're trying to match. Then you start your loops, and this is key, you start from the specified row. Inside the loops, your very first move is to guard against self-pairing. Once you're sure you're looking at 2 different elements, then you check the 2 match conditions. Are they the same, or do they add up to 10? If you find a match, you set them both to 0, and boom, you return true right away. If you get through all the loops and find nothing, then you just return false at the end. Seriously, if you remember one thing from this entire breakdown, let it be this. That self-pairing check is a classic 2D array problem detail. Graders look for it. It's what separates a decent answer from a perfect one. See, by focusing on the strategy, understanding the traps, the path you need to take through the array, and the core logic, this whole complex puzzle becomes a lot more manageable. The code itself just becomes the final step in executing a plan you already know is solid.